190 pounds, the first time out since he wrestled against Goldman last time. Boy, you don't think there's electricity in this hall, because Iowa State still leads by 4. And we have the heavyweight match, Hierapolis against Sindlinger, still coming up. A freshman against a senior. And Voelker.
Well, Voelker didn't win 18 matches in a row because he's just an ordinary freshman. And he's an outstanding competitor, and is out here now apparently because the coaches feel he's ready and they want him to go in the Big Eights.
Well, they want to avoid a big, a major switch in points here. Actually, Iowa State has to win one of these matches, and that's it.
Yes, right.
That's it. Doesn't make a difference what happens in this one. Even a pin, even a technical fall for Iowa. Iowa State has to win one match. That's heavy. One of these two.
Well, I think what Voelker's going to do is try to stay low. You know, keep a low-level attack on Goldman. And if Goldman wrestles his normal style, what we've always watched him do, he's going to try to keep his center of gravity and his hips low also, and keep Goldman from going in underneath him.
The first time these two men met in Iowa City, Goldman won 10-4. And he also, he really put it to Voelker on top.
And that's how he fractured that ankle, right?
Yeah, there was a stress fracture in there. This time Goldman can't, you see him coming in with that wild double leg, beautiful shot.
But caught him a little off balance right there. He was going one way and he came back and just had the arm trap. Almost caught him on his back.
Goldman, such an outstanding wrestler. He's finished 3 years in a row as runner-up in the Nationals after winning Big Ten titles. He is undefeated at 26-0. And he wants a pin if he can get it, or a technical fall, some kind of score.
Well, he's got so much pressure on the arm, he can't use it, so he's trying to let up the pressure and let it go. Now he's let it go, slide off to the near wrist. And of course, if Voelker keeps his hips down flat, nothing he can do with it.
Goldman in the leg in.
This is where he had him last time, flipped up high like that. You have to block an arm out on one side and use the hip to roll a guy over it. See him trying to block the arm there.
Well, it's been a thriller. There's Hierapolis talking to his coach, Eddie Bannock, who was on the Iowa team the last time Iowa State beat Iowa in 1981. Eric Voelker, a freshman, went to Dallas Center, Dallas County Grimes, Dallas Center High School. Actually,
yes.
I guess it's hard for me to know. I can't remember sometimes what's the name of the town and what's the name of the school from week to week. And Duane Goldman comes from Colorado Springs.
Well, he's knocked him down here a couple of times, but he hasn't been effective at turning him over. So, you know, as long as the action goes the way it is right now, this plays right into Iowa State's hands. You know, time slides by. The man doesn't get turned over, so they don't have a big score going against them.
Crowd got into it a little bit when Goldman went back on the foot. 2-0 Goldman over Voelker. That's Gibbons.
He's about to experience the first real big win of his life. I mean, he's had some big ones, but
well, if he can get it,
it's possible. Yeah,
it's awful close. 16-12, the Cyclones over the Hawkeyes. We're at 190. Goldman against Voelker.
Well, he's got the thought in his mind right now, so you know, it starts to be the strategy. How do we do these next couple so we can get this thing done? You see, right now the elbow, Voelker's elbow, is what's keeping him from going over right there. It's the elbow. See it underneath Goldman. That's what he can't take. And here's that leg being used. That's people don't like that.
End of the first period. Goldman 2, Voelker nothing. The choice belongs to Voelker. Well, we'll have some memories of our college wrestling season for you to look at here after the meet is over, and we'll also take a look at the people who are behind the scenes, running the cameras, and turning the dials, switching the sliders, moving the sliders, and telling us what to say out here, because we, CP and I, never say anything without having it checked out first. Eric Voelker goes on top against number 1 ranked Duane Goldman. At the whistle, Goldman comes to the feet immediately.
Takes him right out of there.
We're at Hilton Coliseum, Iowa Public Television, and a big finish to our 10th anniversary college wrestling season. Iowa and Iowa State. The Cyclones still lead with just this match and one more to go, 16-12.
You can see he was the outstanding wrestler. That's because he beat the defending national champion Chade in that.
And some other people, too.
And a group of others. So he got that cross. What he's got to do is keep the hips high. Take him out.
Eric Voelker.
Gable's experienced this before, hasn't he? Both here at Hilton and at Harvard Cockeye.
Well, you know, there's a part of him. He doesn't. I know that he loves to see this meet become a big meet again, but he'd like to win it. And a couple of things going on in his mind right now. One of them is, how do we get 2 straight wins out of these people? Goldman needs to win, and the heavyweight needs to win.
Too high. He's in trouble right here.
An escape.
A lot of power.
Voelker's a little upset with himself after that one. Let's take a look.
He gets caught right here with the head, and he's too high. Now, right now, he's in a position where he could get reversed and pinned, but just power horsed him right on through there. And I think a little speed on the camera.
Okay, 3-0 Goldman over Voelker.
He takes his offense away when he holds him in there. Voelker takes away Goldman's offense.
Look at that score. Iowa has to win both matches. Iowa has to win both of them. Goldman comes in for another nice takedown.
I'd anticipate he'd just keep doing that. Instead of trying to turn him over right now, that he just start to intentionally release him.
Well, you know, when you look at it, it just matters, as we say, Iowa has to win 2 matches. No matter what, no matter how you go about it, they have to win both of them.
That's right.
And Iowa State has to win 1.
So I would anticipate he's just going to try to take Voelker down and let him up. He's not doing anything on top of it. Voelker can hold him in here. That's what he's trying to do now, is just hold him in that tight position.
5-1.
Got him extended. Got him extended.
And Goldman spins around and scores, makes it 7-1. 7-2 after the escape. 9-2. I'm sure conditioning is tough for Voelker coming back, and they took a chance when they put him out here.
Oh, that's true. And plus, it's tough to start with one this big.
Yeah.
You go a month off, and all of a sudden you start with a guy that's
you see, who was
a machine.
Who was the last guy I wrestled? Well, it was this guy. And it's a big lead for Goldman, 9-2. The Hawks have won 2 in a row.
Choice. Whose choice is it?
Mark Sindlinger is going to wrestle for Iowa at heavyweight, and John Haropoulos for Iowa State. As it happened so many times in the past, this meet comes down to the heavyweight match. And it's fun, I must say, to have it happen.
That's right. You see the picture there of Coach Gable, and he's not sitting passively in the chair anymore. He's up and getting some instructions here.
Well, it matters if this team can win big. They've won 3 in a row. Iowa State has not had anything happen here to their advantage since 158.
That's going to be tempo now. Goldman's going to try to really establish a tempo on Voelker.
9-3.
He has riding time, so it's an equivalent of like 10-3. And what he wants to do is not let Voelker hold on to him. Now, don't get in these positions where Voelker can hold him and tie up to him.
Goldman, one of the most experienced, one of the best wrestlers that Iowa has and has had.
Stalling this man.
He's also one of the best trainers.
A warning against Voelker. Jim Gibbons is a little discouraged about that, and he calls the referee over. Now he's going to have to watch what he says.
Eric took the shot to get him there in the first place.
No, this is over a period of time. He's been tying, he's holding on, tying up. He's been backing off. He takes a shot every once in a while, but this has been over a period of time, and he just backed off there. I understand what you're saying, but it's been for a period of time.
That's Simlinger, Mark Simlinger, starting center on the Iowa football team. He's back out. Three-time state champion. He'll be coming up at heavyweight, and he and Heropoulos are going to decide this meet.
That's the truth. Well, right now he's got to be able to get past that arm to be able to score. And it's interesting now that Iowa doesn't have Heyman in the lineup, didn't come over with him. There's some communication problem there between the coach and his heavyweight. So they're bringing Simlinger in.
Well, Simlinger is much bigger than Heropoulos. Heropoulos has had good luck with some bigger heavyweights this year, and it probably depends on what kind of wrestling condition Simlinger's in.
Right, well, that's the truth. Right now we're seeing that basically Voelker from Iowa State is doing just what he wanted to do, and that's he's being able to keep Goldman from scoring. He's holding him in.
9-3. Well, of course, we'd like to make it a three-point decision, because then a draw heavyweight would win for Iowa State.
That's right.
That's why this takedown that Goldman wants is so important.
Can't afford to let him tie him up like that. There's just one arm blocking him.
And Goldman gets it. That was a big takedown. Oh, such a big one.
Still, the two big things that I said to you at the time was when we had the headgear thrown off after the match and Iowa won the dresser, and then when they got major decision at 158, those two team points loom large now.
Well, it's going to be exactly tied right now. It is 16-all going to heavyweight. A major decision for Goldman against Eric Voelker. I think Iowa State would have preferred not to have Voelker out there, but he wanted to go, and he did go. It's 11-3, 12-3 with riding time for Goldman. That's the third straight win for the Hawks. They have now pulled for the first time even with Iowa State, and it's all up to the